You stretch your back, feel that sharp pull, and tell yourself it's just part of aging. But what if it's not? What if the real reason your back hurts every morning isn't your age? It's your bathroom. In 2025, researchers from the National Institute on Aging discovered that more than 70% of adults over 60 experience recurring back pain. What's shocking is that nearly half of these cases are linked to small, repetitive habits most people overlook: bending at the sink, twisting to reach towels, or leaning forward in the shower. Everyday motions that seem harmless are quietly training your spine to ache. And the place meant to refresh you might actually be the reason you feel stiff, tired, or sore before the day even begins. The good news? Tiny adjustments in your daily bathroom routine can reverse years of strain and help you move comfortably again. No new medication, no expensive therapy. If you've ever started your morning with stiffness or soreness, hit like. What you'll discover next could completely change the way you move and how your body feels, starting tomorrow. Meet Corinne Falmer, 68 years old, from Santa Fe, New Mexico. A retired art teacher who spent decades shaping young minds, standing in front of easels, and bending over student desks. Her days were filled with creativity and color, but by her late 60s, her mornings were defined by something else: pain. The dull ache in her lower back had become a daily visitor, turning simple routines like brushing her teeth or drying her hair into exhausting challenges. For months, she tried creams, cushions, and even short walks after breakfast. Nothing truly worked until one quiet afternoon, her physical therapist pointed out something she'd never considered. The problem wasn't her age or even her posture in general. It was her bathroom. The way she bent over the sink. The height of her towels. The cold, hard floor she stood on every morning. Small, repeated motions had been teaching her body to hurt. That realization changed everything. Corinne began rethinking her bathroom not as a static space, but as a place that should move with her, not against her. Through 15 simple rituals, tiny shifts in movement, setup, and awareness, she reclaimed her mornings and ended the stiffness that had once defined them. These aren't workouts or complicated stretches. They're small, practical changes anyone can do, starting today, and they could be the reason your next morning begins pain-free. Ritual number 1. The morning alignment check. Before Corinne even reaches for her toothbrush, she pauses, just 10 quiet seconds to reset her body. She stands tall, places her hands lightly on the edge of the bathroom counter, and slowly rolls her shoulders backward. Once, twice, 3 times. Then she shifts her hips gently until they're aligned with her spine. This isn't a stretch. It's an awareness ritual, a way to remind her body how to stand before the day's weight settles in. Her physical therapist once told her, "Every morning, your body wakes up in the position it slept in. You have to teach it to stand again." That advice changed everything. By aligning her hips and shoulders first thing, Corinne activates her core muscles and relieves the tension that usually builds overnight. It prevents that instinctive morning slump, the one most people ignore until the pain hits later. Research from the American Physical Therapy Association in 2025 supports this. Starting the day with posture correction can reduce spinal stress by up to 30% in older adults. The best part? It takes less than a minute. No equipment, no exercise mat, no effort beyond mindfulness. Just a steady stance and slow, intentional movement. Corinne now calls it her spine greeting. It's how she begins every morning, grounded, centered, and in control before she even reaches for her toothbrush. The first move of your day should be for your spine, not your schedule. Mini prompt. Do you take a moment to align your body before your day begins, or do you rush straight into motion? Ritual number 2. The smart toothbrush stance. Corinne used to brush her teeth leaning over the sink, shoulders hunched, neck strained, and her spine curved like a question mark. It seemed harmless, until those few minutes, twice a day, became one of the biggest contributors to her daily back pain. Now, she treats brushing like balance training for her spine. She keeps one hand resting lightly on the edge of the sink for support and bends slightly from her hips, not her waist. This single shift, hinging at the hips instead of rounding the back, engages her core muscles, protects her lower spine, and improves stability. It's a subtle but powerful difference that keeps pressure off the discs and ligaments that weaken with age. Her physical therapist explained that bending from the waist adds up over time. You're teaching your spine to collapse, he said. But when you hinge from your hips, you teach it to support you. Since adopting this stance, Corinne's mid-morning stiffness has nearly disappeared. For seniors, especially those over 60, simple bathroom routines often involve repetitive motions that strain the same muscles every day. This posture retraining turns those moments into gentle exercise. It's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. Now, as Corinne brushes, she focuses on balance. Her feet hip-width apart, knees slightly bent, her back long and aligned. She even uses those 2 minutes to practice breathing deeply, inhaling as she brushes the top teeth, exhaling as she brushes the bottom. It's a mindful start to her day, keeping her centered both physically and mentally. How you stand while brushing predicts how your back feels by noon. Mini prompt: next time you brush your teeth, try the hip hinge stance. Can you feel your spine thank you? Ritual number 3, the towel reach reset. Corinne used to think that a towel bar was just a towel bar, something you hang without much thought. But years of stretching too high or bending too low after a shower added invisible wear and tear on her back and shoulders. Every reach was a microstrain, the kind that doesn't cause pain immediately but adds up silently over time. After a gentle warning from her physical therapist, Corinne decided to make a small but life-changing adjustment. She repositioned her towel bar to shoulder height. Now, she doesn't have to lift her arms above her head or stoop down after bathing. Her movements flow naturally, keeping her shoulders relaxed and her spine neutral. This one change protects not only the lower back but also the upper spine, a region that often stiffens with age due to repeated awkward reaching. Experts say seniors experience cumulative strain from these small habits far more than from a single major incident. Corinne learned that comfort isn't about fancy gadgets. It's about designing your environment to meet you halfway. She even took it a step further. Next to her towel bar, she placed a small hook at waist level for hand towels and washcloths, a thoughtful touch that makes her space both efficient and back-friendly. The best part? These changes made her bathroom look better, not clinical. Matching brushed nickel bars and hooks gave it a sleek, modern feel. Now, each time she reaches for her towel, she's reminded that good design isn't just about beauty, it's about ease and self-respect. For older adults, this ritual sends a simple message. Your surroundings should adjust to your body, not the other way around. Comfort is about reach, not distance. Take a look around your bathroom today. Are you bending, twisting, or stretching for things you use daily? Adjust one item to meet you, and see how much lighter your back feels tomorrow. Ritual number 4, the cushion mat foundation. For years, Corinne stood at her bathroom sink on cold, hard tile. The kind that looks clean and elegant but punishes the joints over time. 10 minutes of brushing, washing, and skincare every morning meant 10 minutes of silent pressure traveling up her feet, into her knees, and straight to her lower back. She used to shrug it off. It's just standing, she'd say. But by noon, her back told a different story. That's when her daughter, a yoga instructor, suggested something simple yet genius, an anti-fatigue mat. Not the spongy kitchen kind that slips around, but a dense, supportive foam mat designed specifically for long-standing periods. Corinne placed it in front of her sink, and the difference was immediate. Her feet no longer felt that sharp ache, and her morning routine suddenly felt grounded, almost as if she was standing on soft earth instead of tile. Physical therapists often explain that seniors lose some of the natural padding in their feet with age, which reduces shock absorption and makes even short periods of standing uncomfortable. The anti-fatigue mat compensates for that loss, aligning the spine naturally and encouraging micromovements that improve circulation. Corinne noticed other changes too. Her shoulders stopped tensing while brushing her teeth, and her lower back no longer flared up when washing her face. The mat became her foundation of comfort, a small, silent supporter that reminded her that stability starts from the ground up. She even chose one in a warm sand tone. It blended beautifully with her bathroom decor and was easy to wipe clean. It's not medical looking, she laughed once, it's stylish comfort. It's the kind of small ritual that doesn't scream health device but quietly delivers daily protection. The ground shouldn't fight your body, it should support it. Take a moment to stand where you brush your teeth. Feel that floor under your feet? If it's hard and cold, your back feels it too. Try a cushioned mat. Your spine will thank you. Ritual number 5. The heat starter. Before Corinne even turns on the shower, she reaches for something small that's changed how her body wakes up. A microwavable warm compress. She wraps it around her neck and lower back for 3 quiet minutes while her shower heats up. Those 180 seconds, she says, feel like a gentle conversation with my spine. At 68, Corinne realized her muscles don't just wake up like they used to. Mornings often meant stiffness, that tight, slow start that made bending or lifting feel risky. But warmth, especially early in the day, became her secret reset button. It's not just about comfort, it's biology. Studies from the National Institute on Aging and Harvard Health highlight that gentle heat increases blood flow to soft tissues, reduces muscle tension, and improves flexibility, especially valuable for adults over 60 who face reduced circulation with age. Corinne uses a flaxseed-filled wrap. It molds to her body and holds heat longer than a towel soaked in hot water. She places it while she's brushing or tidying the counter, making it a habit, not a hassle. The warmth eases her back muscles, and by the time she steps into the shower, her body feels ready to move, not forced to. She noticed fewer twinges when reaching for shampoo or bending slightly, because her muscles weren't shocked by cold movement anymore. Her physical therapist called it preconditioning, but Corinne calls it her morning kindness. This simple heat ritual also became emotional comfort. There's something about warmth, she said, that tells your body it's safe again. So she keeps a small basket by the vanity, her compress, a timer, and a light oil for after the shower. It's all part of her 10-minute peace routine, one that soothes not just her back but her whole morning mindset. Warmth is medicine, and the simplest form of pain prevention. Do you use heat to start your morning? Tell us your favorite way to loosen stiffness: heating pad, compress, or warm shower first. Ritual number 6. The adjustable shower wand. One of Corinne's simplest yet smartest upgrades was adjusting her shower wand, a small change that completely transformed her comfort. For years, she used a fixed overhead shower head that forced her to tilt her neck back and reach up to adjust the flow. It was something she never questioned, until her physical therapist pointed out how much strain that single habit placed on her lower spine and shoulders. Now, her shower wand sits right at mid-chest height, attached to a sliding bar that she can move up or down without stretching or crouching. It sounds like a small tweak, but for seniors, this simple positioning can reduce one of the most overlooked causes of back discomfort: daily overhead reaching. That repeated upward motion compresses the spine and tightens shoulder muscles, which often radiates tension down the back. Corinne's new setup changed everything. She no longer has to stand under a high stream that forces her posture into a curve. The wand meets her halfway, literally, allowing her to control the spray with a relaxed wrist instead of an extended arm. The difference? Her shower became not only safer but more soothing. According to recent ergonomic studies, lowering fixtures to shoulder height can reduce spinal strain by up to 30% for older adults. It also improves balance because there's no leaning or twisting, two movements most likely to cause slips in seniors over 60. Corinne pairs this setup with a non-slip base mat and a small shelf at hip level for her soap and shampoo, eliminating every need to bend. She calls it her spa of logic. It's clean, simple, and kind to her body. The best part, she says, is not feeling punished for wanting to stay clean. It's a reminder that aging gracefully isn't about doing less. It's about making smarter adjustments that work with your body, not against it. Your shower should meet you halfway, literally. How high is your shower head? Try adjusting it once this week. Your shoulders and back might thank you instantly. Ritual number 7. The seated shower reset. For Corinne, the simple act of showering used to feel like a balancing test. Standing on a slick surface while twisting to reach her legs or feet left her anxious and tense, and that tension only deepened her back pain. The turning point came when her therapist suggested something she once associated only with hospital settings: a foldable shower seat. But today's designs are anything but clinical. They're modern, lightweight, and elegant, fitting seamlessly into a home bathroom without disrupting the decor. Corinne chose a sturdy bamboo-style model that folds neatly against the wall. The first time she used it, she realized how much energy she'd been wasting trying to stay steady. Sitting allowed her body to fully relax. She could take her time, breathe deeply, and focus on comfort instead of balance. Over time, she noticed her post-shower fatigue. That subtle ache in her lower back had completely vanished. According to updated 2025 occupational therapy guidelines, using a shower seat can reduce spinal strain by up to 40% in older adults, primarily by preventing the repeated bending and twisting motions that cause microinjuries in lumbar discs. It also lowers the risk of falls, one of the most common and preventable injuries among seniors. Corinne now calls it her reset moment. The seat isn't about weakness, it's about efficiency and safety. By removing physical stress, she discovered she could actually enjoy the water's warmth again, something she hadn't felt in years. It's also part of her mindfulness practice. When she sits, she slows down. The shower becomes a sanctuary, not a chore. Her seat even folds out of sight when guests visit, a reminder that accessibility and elegance can coexist beautifully. And as she puts it, if sitting helps me stay active longer, then it's not giving in, it's getting smart. I stopped fighting for balance and started enjoying my shower again. Would a foldable shower seat make your mornings easier? Try it once. You might find that comfort feels like strength. Ritual number 8, the Epsom and lavender routine. Once a week, Corinne transforms her bathroom into what she calls her mini retreat. After a week of movement, chores, and errands, she fills her bathtub halfway with comfortably warm water and adds 2 cups of Epsom salt and a few drops of lavender essential oil. It's not just for luxury, it's her way of giving her back and joints a quiet reset. Epsom salt, also known as magnesium sulfate, has long been praised for its muscle-soothing properties. But what's interesting is that newer wellness research in 2025 has re-emphasized magnesium's role in reducing inflammation and improving muscle recovery, especially for adults over 60. Many seniors unknowingly have low magnesium levels, which can contribute to tension, stiffness, and even restless sleep. When absorbed through the skin during a warm soak, magnesium helps relax the body's nervous system and loosen tight muscles, particularly around the lower back and hips, where pain tends to build with age. Corinne enhances the experience with lavender oil, not just for its scent but for its scientifically recognized calming effects. The aroma lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and signals the body to unwind. For her, it's not only about muscle relief, it's about creating a state where healing feels natural. She even dims the bathroom lights and listens to an audiobook or gentle instrumental music while soaking for 15 minutes. She's noticed that after her lavender soaks, her back feels lighter, and her mood improves noticeably. It's a reminder that pain management isn't only physical, it's emotional and sensory. By pairing physical relaxation with mental calm, she reduces the kind of subconscious tension that often makes pain worse. Experts now recommend Epsom salt baths as part of holistic back care routines for older adults, emphasizing consistency over intensity. Corinne has made this a ritual, every Sunday evening, no exceptions. As she often says, you can't rush comfort, you have to soak in it. The body can heal when the mind feels calm. Do you have a weekly ritual that helps your body reset? Try a magnesium soak, your muscles will thank you. Ritual number 9, the counter stretch. Every morning and evening, Corinne turns a simple part of her bathroom, the countertop, into what she calls her mini spine studio. She places her hands flat on the counter, steps back slightly, and gently leans her hips away from the surface, allowing her upper body to stretch forward in a straight line. Her arms are extended, her knees slightly bent, and her gaze aimed toward the floor. It's just 60 seconds, but those 60 seconds change how her back feels for the rest of the day. This movement is more than just a stretch. It's a gentle spinal decompression. Most seniors experience back discomfort not because of one big injury, but from years of tiny compressions, sitting, bending, reaching, and standing unevenly. By leaning forward at the counter, Corinne lets gravity do the work, giving her spine the space it needs to breathe and realign naturally. It relieves pressure from the lower vertebrae, which often carry the brunt of daily strain. She pairs the stretch with slow, steady breathing, inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. On every exhale, she imagines tension melting from her back and shoulders. The key, she says, is not to rush or force the motion. It's not a workout, it's a reset. Some mornings, she feels a soft release between her shoulder blades, the kind of quiet relief that reminds her how much tension the body silently carries. Over time, this simple counter-stretch improved Corinne's flexibility and posture. Her physical therapist once told her that these micromovements, small, consistent moments of motion, are the secret to keeping the spine youthful. They enhance circulation to the spinal discs and muscles, reducing stiffness that can build up overnight or after sitting for long periods. For seniors, this ritual doubles as a balance exercise. It strengthens the legs and engages the core while teaching the body to move safely within a supported range. No special equipment, no strain, just your own bathroom counter and a bit of intention. Corinne ends every stretch with a smile and a quiet mantra. Pain hides intention, movement releases it. Pain hides intention, movement releases it. Have you tried this 1-minute stretch at your sink? Tell us how your back feels after giving it a try. Ritual number 10, the undersink solution. Corinne used to wince every time she reached under her sink. Whether grabbing a cleaning spray or a pack of tissues, she'd bend deep, twist her spine, and pull against the awkward weight of half-forgotten bottles. It didn't seem like much, until one morning she realized those tiny movements had added up to daily back strain. So she made a change. She replaced her deep undersink cabinet with smooth pull-out drawers that slide effortlessly to meet her halfway. That single adjustment reshaped how she moved in her bathroom. Instead of crouching and stretching, she could now access everything from a natural standing position. Experts call this movement economy, designing your environment so your body moves efficiently with minimal strain. For older adults, especially those over 60, every repeated bend and twist can build up tension in the lower back and hips. By simply reorganizing her space, Corinne eliminated dozens of those unnecessary motions each week. The transformation wasn't just physical, it was psychological. When she no longer dreaded reaching for her essentials, her routine flowed more smoothly. Now, she keeps her most used items, like her lotion, hairbrush, and wipes, at waist level, neatly arranged in labeled bins within the drawers. Every drawer glides open quietly, her posture stays upright, and her spine stays supported. Physical therapists increasingly recommend this kind of ergonomic adaptation for older adults. It's not about changing your body to fit your home. It's about letting your home adapt to you. In 2025, many seniors are investing in age-smart storage systems that look modern, reduce strain, and quietly extend independence. Corinne's undersink drawers became a symbol of that shift, proof that comfort doesn't have to mean compromise. The ritual reminds viewers that independence often begins with design, not willpower. Sometimes, the smartest move for your spine is simply to let things come to you. If your home adjusts to you, your body won't have to. What small change in your bathroom could save you from unnecessary bending? Ritual number 11, the towel warm therapy. Corinne used to step out of the shower into a rush of cool air, wrapping herself in a towel that felt more like a shock than comfort. It was a small moment, but that temperature drop often triggered muscle tightening, especially around her lower back and shoulders. So, she introduced one simple change that transformed her post-shower routine: a heated towel rack. Now, instead of tension, warmth greets her. That gentle heat doesn't just feel good, it actively reduces muscle stiffness and improves blood flow, particularly in areas most affected by aging and reduced mobility. Studies in 2025 have shown that mild localized heat therapy after bathing can enhance flexibility and circulation in adults over 60, helping prevent the post-shower tightness many seniors experience. For Corinne, this became more than comfort, it became therapy. As she dries off, the warmth encourages her muscles to stay relaxed, keeping her back from tensing up as she moves to dress or reach for her lotion. It's a ritual that blends luxury with practicality, a small investment with big rewards for daily mobility. What she loves most is how it fits naturally into her space. The rack looks elegant, uses minimal energy, and serves as a reminder that self-care doesn't need to feel medical. It's about smart design, tools that support the body without screaming assistive device. The heat seeps into her back like a quiet thank you after a long day of movement. It's subtle, soothing, and science-backed. Exactly the kind of ritual that helps seniors keep independence without strain. A warm towel isn't luxury, it's therapy your spine deserves. Would you trade your regular towel rack for one that helps your muscles stay pain-free longer? Ritual number 12, the core balance move. Most people stand still while brushing their teeth, leaning slightly forward, hips locked, and shoulders stiff. Corinne used to do the same, not realizing that this rigid stance added quiet pressure to her lower back every single morning. Now, she's replaced that stiffness with motion. A simple balance ritual that keeps her spine awake and her core engaged. While brushing or rinsing, she shifts her weight slowly from one foot to the other, like a gentle sway. It's not exercise in the traditional sense, it's mindful motion. This side-to-side shift strengthens her abdominal muscles and stabilizes, which are the natural corset that protect the spine from strain. These micromovements take no extra time, require no equipment, and yet do what most pain creams can't. They build resilience from the inside out. Over a few weeks, Corinne noticed she no longer gripped the counter for balance. Her posture improved. Her lower back felt supported instead of tired. Physical therapists now recommend these functional micromovements for older adults because they improve balance, circulation, and muscle activation without the risk of falls or fatigue. For seniors who spend long periods standing still, it's one of the easiest ways to stay mobile without extra effort. Corinne calls it her hidden workout. No one would guess that while she's brushing her teeth, she's also reinforcing her spine's foundation, one small shift at a time. Tiny moves create strong mornings. Every shift keeps me standing taller. Could your daily brushing become a mini balance workout for your spine? Ritual number 13, the elegant safety bar. Corinne used to resist the idea of grab bars. To her, they meant aging. That changed the moment she discovered modern safety bars. Sleek, matte finishes that blend seamlessly with any bathroom decor. These aren't the cold, industrial handles from hospital rooms. They're elegant, low profile, and stylish enough to look intentional, not medical. She installed one beside her shower, right where water meets tile, the most common place for slips. It's become her invisible safeguard. She doesn't have to reach awkwardly or test her balance anymore. The bar gives her confidence to move freely, whether she's rinsing her hair or stepping out of the shower. What's surprising is how little difference it makes visually, but how huge the difference feels physically. Modern models now come in brushed nickel, matte black, or warm bronze. They double as towel holders or accent pieces. Corinne's even had guests compliment her modern handle, never realizing it's a safety device. According to the CDC, bathrooms are where over 230,000 older adults experience falls each year. A single grab bar, correctly placed, can prevent many of those accidents, and yet most homes still lack them. Corinne calls hers peace of mind you can hold. She no longer fears that small, slippery step. Instead, her bathroom feels like a spa, safe, stylish, and secure. Safety doesn't have to look clinical. It can look beautiful, and that's real independence. Would you add a stylish safety bar if it blended perfectly into your bathroom design? Ritual number 14, the nightly release. Every night, just before bed, Corinne returns to her bathroom, not to brush or wash, but to let go. She stands before the counter, places both hands gently on its edge, and begins a quiet 1-minute ritual she calls the nightly release. With her feet hip-width apart, she inhales slowly through her nose, allowing her ribcage to expand fully. Then, as she exhales, she bends slightly forward from her hips, letting her back lengthen and her shoulders drop. It's not exercise. It's unwinding. This slow, supported forward bend decompresses the spine after a full day of standing, sitting, and moving, especially helpful for older adults whose spinal discs naturally lose flexibility with age. Each deep breath helps restore space between the vertebrae and releases the small, accumulated tensions that often turn into morning stiffness. Recent sleep studies have found that even 60 seconds of mindful breathing before bed lowers nighttime cortisol, the body's stress hormone, improving both sleep quality and back comfort. Corinne uses this time to quiet her mind and prepare her body for rest. She's noticed that since starting this ritual, her lower back feels looser in the mornings, and her sleep feels deeper. No special equipment, no supplements, just a simple minute of presence. You don't have to fix your back at night, you just have to release it. Would you spend 1 minute before bed to wake up pain-free tomorrow? Ritual number 15. The Gratitude Mirror. Every evening, Corinne ends her day not with medication, but with a quiet moment in front of her bathroom mirror. She looks into her reflection, the same face that's seen decades of life, joy, and endurance, and says one simple line. You moved well today. Thank you, body. It sounds small, almost too simple to matter. But for older adults, especially those living with chronic discomfort, this single statement reshapes the relationship between mind and body. Many seniors unconsciously carry emotional tension, frustration, fatigue, or guilt about physical limitations, which can actually heighten pain perception. Studies from 2024 on mind-body wellness in older adults confirm that daily gratitude toward one's own body can lower perceived pain intensity by reducing stress-related muscle tightening. This ritual isn't about vanity. It's about awareness. Corinne's mirror has become a place of gentle self-recognition, where she reminds herself that healing isn't just physical, it's emotional alignment too. That single thank you is her nightly cue to let go of the day's burdens. With time, she noticed something powerful. Fewer tense mornings, more confidence in her movements, and a deeper sense of peace in her body. Back care doesn't end with stretches. It begins with how kindly you see yourself. When was the last time you thanked your body for carrying you through the day? Corinne's bathroom has transformed from a simple functional space into a sanctuary of wellness and movement. Soft morning light now filters across neatly arranged towels, cushioned mats, and thoughtfully placed tools, reflecting a calm order that mirrors the state of her body. What once was a source of discomfort, stiffness, and frustration has become a space of empowerment. 15 small, intentional habits, from posture resets to heated towel therapy, microcore exercises, and mindful gratitude, have collectively turned chronic back pain into manageable strength, allowing her to move with confidence and ease throughout the day. Each ritual, though simple, compounds over time. Tiny adjustments like adjusting towel height, using an adjustable shower wand, or practicing deep breaths before bed may seem small, but their impact on spinal health, joint relief, and emotional calm is enormous. Corinne's story proves that independence doesn't require brute strength or expensive interventions. It comes from creating a living environment that respects the body's limits and gently guides it toward comfort. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about moving through your day without fear, knowing your home supports you at every step. For viewers over 60, these actionable, practical habits are tailored to reduce everyday strain, prevent injuries, and make daily routines more enjoyable. This isn't just about physical wellness. It's about restoring confidence, reducing stress, and reclaiming the joy of simple moments. If Corinne's journey to pain-free mornings inspired you, tap like now, share this video with a friend or family member who could benefit, and subscribe to Elderly Dose, where smart habits meet graceful living, and every day becomes easier, safer, and more joyful.